afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Hero Talk. I am Steve,
and I'm Joe. All right, and this is episode 8 of Hero Talk. It's been a little while. I guess we've been on vacation. As you can see, we're hanging out in Tahiti.
Yeah, nice.
It's
a magical place.
That's right. And there's a reason why we're in Tahiti, because if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you would know that's where Coulson spends. That's where he's retiring at, I guess.
Right. That's where it leaves him off.
Yeah, so this episode we're going to focus on not just S.H.I.E.L.D., but we're going to talk briefly about the Marvel TV shows.
Right.
We talked about the Marvel universe, the movie universe, and because it's all connected, and we do watch the Marvel TV, that's what our focus of, and that's why we're hanging out in Tahiti on vacation. I put some Instagram pics up of the real vacation.
Nice.
Right. So before we start, just like our normal sponsors, 2 veterans, the guy that hooks up with the shirts, Bobby Warden,
absolutely,
Austin Green with the logo, and it's fantasy football season, so we're big fantasy football fans. So check out Wookie Talk,
absolutely,
on the Fellowship FFL Facebook fan page for our podcast viewers. All right, so Marvel TV. All right, you watch, what shows do you watch?
I absolutely watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've checked out some of the other shows, but I haven't really
gone deep.
I just couldn't get into them. Well, one, I don't really use Hulu a whole lot, and the one was on Hulu.
Right.
It was
the
Runaways. So I haven't really checked out too. I did watch the first episode, which it was just a little strange to me. It was hard to get into. It's like the children of the villains. It's whatever. But
I think Disney calls that Descendants. I watch a lot of Disney Channel.
Yes, something like that. Yeah. But obviously, I do like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is kind of funny because in the beginning, when I first started watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 4 seasons ago now.
Yeah, they just finished season 5.
Yeah, 5 seasons ago, and I really enjoyed the season 1 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then it kind of lost me a little bit in season 2, and so I stopped watching it for a bit, and then I decided I was going to go back and rewatch it, and it was a little bit better for me the second time around. And I really enjoy the show, actually, and I'm a little concerned about the future, what's going to happen with Coulson and all that. But I thought the storyline with the whole Gravitron...
Oh, yeah, the space and Gravitron.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I kind of like
that was the last season. I also watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I have a beef with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I'll talk about that later on in the podcast. But like far as like Marvel TV shows, like I didn't watch Runaways. But Free Fall is actually going to show, maybe they've already shown the first episode, because I started watching Cloak and Dagger.
Right.
And it's kind of slow. It's definitely for a teenage genre. As far as the ABC family, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I do watch. I'll get into that. I watched Agent Carter, and I loved Agent Carter.
Agent Carter was a great show.
Yeah. And that definitely got a bum rap. It's funny because when Agent Carter came out, I think it was S.H.I.E.L.D. season 2, and what they do, they put it in like the winter months when everybody's on break. And I was watching Agent Carter, and I was like, this is actually, I thought it was a better show than S.H.I.E.L.D. The story was better, the character was better, and it had more reference to the movie because you actually had the guy that played young Howard Stark in there. They actually had an episode with the Howling Commandos, so that seemed to be that Marvel was connected. And like I said, my beef with Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. is the whole connection, which I'll talk when we get to S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
And then the other show I watched Inhumans. And this is all we're going to say about Inhumans in this podcast. That show was horrible. It was a waste of time. I told you not to watch it.
And I didn't.
I watched every episode. I'm like, this is dumb. And I'm glad it got canceled. Only good thing was that the characters did look like the comic book characters. And it's like the best character was Black Bolt, who doesn't speak. And I'm glad that he's going to be Christopher Pike in Star Trek Discovery, which we talked about last week. All right, so Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. All right, so I'll tell you a small story. Like my cousin Bill Demerit is an actor, and he told me that he was auditioning for a couple parts in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. before it was even out there. So I had to keep this secret. And I told him, I said, if you don't get these parts, I'm going to hate this show. Well, he didn't get the parts. Brett Dalton got the part of Grant that he got, and I guess so secretly I do hate the show because he didn't get it.
Right.
But I watch it, and my big pet peeve is the connection to the Marvel movie universe. It started off well, Like they did the After Dark World, like they were there. They were the cleanup crew.
Season one
meshed
well with the Marvel movies of that time.
Yes.
Then we just kind of.
Yeah, and then they just kind of like, and then I said it before. I think the Russo brothers hate Josh Whedon and his brother because they destroy everything that Whedon has done for the Marvel Universe. Right. So you had Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 1, and then Winter Soldier came out and destroyed S.H.I.E.L.D. Like I said, I think, and so Civil War destroyed the Avengers, everything Josh Whedon did in Age of Ultron, and then Infinity War just destroyed everything he did and Josh Whedon did. So, but once once they destroyed S.H.I.E.L.D. in the movies, it had to carry on to the show, and then the show went in a different direction with the Hydra, and I was okay with that. I was okay with that until they started doing Inhumans.
Yes. That's where they actually kind of lost me,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kind of whatever.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it was okay to have some Inhumans, but I don't know. I think they took it a little bit too far. I mean, I really like Daisy's character, but I don't know. To me, she becoming an Inhuman just kind of destroyed her character, at least the way I liked her character.
Yeah. Because it's so funny because I almost forgot that she was Sky first,
right,
and then she's Daisy.
And then she's Daisy, and then of course now we call her Quake.
Yeah, because it's I think and I know reading some stuff and knowing what's going on in the real world Marvel universe, they used Inhumans because Fox has mutants, and because of the contracts. Disney Marvel can't use mutants, so they said, well, we'll just push Inhumans. And I don't even remember, Inhumans was actually supposed to be a Phase 3 movie.
Right.
And S.H.I.E.L.D. pushed Inhumans, and I think pushed that movie out the window, which is why they came up with that horrible TV show. I watched up to season 2, and I think I like the season finale. I didn't watch it because I was just so turned off with the direction of the Inhumans, and I did not watch season 3 at all. With the Inhumans, because I said I just didn't like it. I didn't like because it wasn't. It wasn't the Inhumans from the comic books.
Right.
And that was my big pet peeve.
And I stopped watching in season 3 as well. I have since gone back and rewatched it, but I didn't really get back into it until we got.
The Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider, thank you.
Yeah.
I couldn't spit it out. Yes, Ghost Rider, and those episodes were actually pretty good. And that actually got me back into S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I agree. What did you think about the Ghost Rider? I
thought it was great. I thought the way they did the story was great, actually. I thought it was neat how they transfer the Ghost Rider ability from one person to the next, and without giving too much away, it ends up biting Coulson later.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, look, this stuff's been on Netflix, man. So if you haven't seen season 5, man, we're not spoiling nothing. You're lost, or you're new to Earth, or this universe, or whatever Earth you come from. Yeah, I agree because I gave it a shot with the Ghost Rider, and of course the Ghost Rider S.H.I.E.L.D. is Robbie Reyes, and I knew nothing about that. The only Ghost Rider I know is Johnny Cage and Danny Ketch, the guy on the motorcycle. Right. And of course they have those horrible Ghost Rider movies. The first one I liked. The second, that Spirit of Vengeance, I think that's one of the worst comic book movies ever.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't mind the first Ghost Rider movie.
Right.
I thought Nicolas Cage did okay, and I'm not a huge Nicolas Cage fan, but I thought that was an okay movie.
I agree.
They did that particular version of the Ghost Rider. They paid homage at the very beginning when they first introduced him, but then it becomes Robbie Reyes.
Yeah, because I like that movie because they had the old Ghost Rider, the rider, the cowboy. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so they used Robbie Reyes, which I knew nothing about. So of course I did my Wikipedia research. Okay, this is the guy, the new guy, and I was okay. And then when they showed the origin of how Robbie Reyes got his powers and the motorcycle Ghost Rider came and basically changed the powers, I was like, man, S.H.I.E.L.D. is finally winning.
Yeah.
That
episode was tight. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Actually that was probably my favorite episode of that entire season.
Yeah, I would agree too. That was the origin. That was cool because I said I didn't know where they were going. I thought they were going to let me down again like they did in Inhumans, and they saved me. They brought faith because that season they did the 3 story arcs and then they did the life model decoy. Which I read that Whedon wanted to do that, but he couldn't do it until after Age of Ultron. So
It kind of makes sense.
Because obviously the movies take precedence.
Yeah, but and actually, I kind of like that story arc too. I like the.
I like that too because it led into the third part, the Agents of Hydra, when they go into the mainframe.
Right.
I mean, they go into the Matrix.
It's yeah. Well, they just can't call it the Matrix.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They go into the Matrix, and that was cool. The Agents of Hydra, the world run by Hydra, and it brought back Brett Dalton as Grant Ward, who again a character I hate because that should be my cousin Bill Demerit. But and of course, Bill is friends with Brett Dalton, so I'm going to shout him out there. So,
nice.
Yeah. He's trying to get a date with Hallie Atwell. But.
Well, that was one of the things that which was a disappointment for me in Shield in general was the fact when Grant ends up becoming
he's Hydra.
Bad guy.
Yeah, he's Hydra.
Because he was such an integral part of the team, and then which I get it. That's part of the story plot. His betrayal of the team and how they handle it and all that stuff. But it was kind of a letdown as far as
I do say this when they did the Hydra. I mean, and again, this is Shield has to react to the movies. So if Hydra's infiltrated in over Shield, of course someone in Coulson's team should be. So that made sense.
Right.
Again. Like the connection, and this is my pet peeve. I got a buddy, Mike Frazier, and I used to put on Facebook all the time. Every hateful post I have about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he would send me a message of how he would do horrible things to my body because he loves Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's his show. so if he's watching this, I'm probably gonna be like a wanted man because of the horrible things I'm about to say about this show. Like the connection was good, but even though Marvel says they're connected, they're not. Because here's my pet peeve, I'm going to say it. How come no one effing knows that Coulson is still alive? We're 5 years now. This guy's been running around the Earth.
Right.
And I mean, they even called the Avengers. I mean, they even gave the Avengers the helicarrier in Age of Ultron. Right. He got that from Coulson. How come Nick Fury can't say, hey, Tony, I got this from Coulson. The guy's still alive. He's been working for me on the low.
Right, they think Coulson's dead, and I get it from a contractual standpoint. Perhaps his contracts in the movies are done, but it doesn't mean you can't mention the character.
Coulson is the reason they made the Avengers.
Right,
that's who they avenged.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because and I was so you watch Age of Ultron, and so you watch the episode of Shield when Ultron gets on the phone with Maria Hill, like, hey, okay, let's call the Avengers to get Loki's staff because they're looking for Strucker, and then So you watch the movie, and then you know that Nick Fury got the helicarrier. But all this stuff, but just say it. Why can't you just say it? Because I don't know if his contract's up because Coulson's going to be in the new Captain Marvel movie because it's a flashback.
Because it goes back.
Because I would throw the BS flag if they had a flashback movie with Nick Fury and Shield and Coulson's not a part of this.
And you don't have no Coulson. How was that? Which throws us back to a previous episode where we talked about what we thought a good Marvel movie would be a throwback to S.H.I.E.L.D. in the early days when you had Coulson and May and Nick Fury and Agent Carter, which would be really cool.
The Nick Fury Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. movie, which
the real
first episode.
Exactly.
I agree. I say, and again, like the characters. How do you feel about the character dynamics on the show? I don't think they. I don't know. It's just something to me. It just doesn't fit right.
I like Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Mac, for the most part, is a pretty good character for me because he kind of meshes the team a little bit.
Right.
He provides a softer edge compared to Daisy or Sky, whatever you want to call her now, Quake. I like the relationship between Fitz and Simmons.
Right. Yeah.
That's pretty good. I liked her I liked Yo-Yo the first time she appeared in the show, but believe it or not, I think after a while she became annoying to me.
It's funny because they had to put Yo-Yo because they got rid of Trip. They killed Trip off.
Right.
I was disappointed in that.
And that was whatever. Okay, but I just think the character of Yo-Yo just something about her doesn't fit right for me. I get the storyline. I get it. She loses her arms and all that good stuff. But whatever. But she just, I don't know. Maybe it's because she goes about things one way, and it's totally against the grain of everybody else. Because she's seeing it from a different point of view, maybe.
Which the last season, when Coulson guess transferred command over to Daisy. I really didn't. I really didn't like Daisy's character because she's a poor leader, and I guess
I think so too.
And I guess hopefully, I mean, it was written that way, her learning curve. But come on, man, this is season 5. I don't have time to watch Daisy's growing pains of leading Shield. And what got me too is like, why not give it to May? May is the more. Is she just Ultra Magnus? Is she always going to be the number 2, not the number 1? She just transfers the matrix of leadership from Prime to Prime.
Right.
Right. But like May, and again, like, and her character is so bossy. Like, it annoys me. But if they've got a lot into her inner spirit and soul, because she cares for Coulson, that probably like the mantle leadership probably would work for her. I just didn't understand why they gave it to Daisy. I mean, if it's for whatever promo to hype up her character and stuff like that. It to me it didn't work, and like it was one of the things I was disappointed with last season. It was just the character dynamics, and I've never really felt comfortable with Coulson's team. It's Coulson and his team, and they just like Fitz and Jem, they work.
Well, it's like, I mean, it's not an overly large team, but
no.
Within the team, there are little cliques that
right.
work. You got Fitz and Simmons, they work.
Yeah.
For a while you had Grant and Daisy,
right?
And they kind of worked.
Yeah, but they were kind of fine and nice. So yeah.
Right. And but now it's kind of like it's all kind of topsy turvy. And I agree about May. I think May should be the one in charge. And I do like the depth of May's feelings.
Mm-hmm.
She always comes off as a very cold person, but she's really not. I was so happy when she finally just kissed.
Oh yeah, because they were playing with that stupid wine bottle. Yeah, because they did the whole thing. Well, they kissed, but it was the decoy. Yes. Wasn't her. That's your typical missed chance love storyline. Like I said, I haven't given up again on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but like I said, it was a show that, like I said, the Inhumans story I totally did not like, which is sad because when I started watching again, it had Jeffrey Mace, like the Patriot, who is a Captain America,
right?
And they were going in that direction to make him the Patriot, and then they just they killed him off, and his death didn't seem meaningful. If they just would have kept him, maybe make him the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D. As an actual Captain America, in the comic books,
right?
That I thought that would have been really, really good, But that's my problem with the show. It's like I don't know if that's Joss Whedon, the writing, because ABC's not happy with it, but I mean the mouse wants to keep the show, but the network doesn't.
Right. Yeah, they kind of got overridden by.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd have lost S.H.I.E.L.D. already.
We would have. Yeah, and I don't know. It's just the whole connection of the Marvel universe because real life I get it. Actors and times and things like that. But how long does it take to get someone off set, put them in a movie for 10 minutes to shoot their scenes and send them about their business?
Right.
They can even shoot the scenes where they're at, and then you can just cut and paste. I mean, we don't have that type of technology. To cut and paste them. I'm in Tahiti. I'm going to go leave Tahiti and transwarp back to Virginia. But but so they can't it's you guys they tease this great cinematic universe, and they start you off really good, feeding you great appetizers, and then I guess when you get hooked in. Then they crap all over you. It's the same thing with the Arrow universe. The Arrow was awesome, with all their crossovers. And now it's we don't have time for this. You guys are all in Vancouver. You don't have time to get someone else on set. Come on, man. Stop crapping on me because of lazy writing and producers and directors that don't want to just take that time.
Exactly. It's not. I mean, they have enough viewers, enough fans. It's not like they're losing money.
No.
So. It is. You're absolutely right. It is just plumb laziness, in my opinion. As far as some of the other Marvel shows, there are a couple that are Fox shows, I think.
Yeah.
What's that?
Legion.
That's right. I couldn't even get into that either.
I'm going to tell you, I watched all of season 1, and I guess if I was on drugs, I would understand it. If I was on hallucinogens and mushrooms and stuff.
I tried watching
You tried the drugs?
I should have tried the drugs. I might have liked the show. But I tried watching the first episode, and I just couldn't, man. I don't know. Maybe it was just over my head, beyond me. I just couldn't grasp it. I didn't find it interesting, and it didn't do anything to hold my attention.
Yeah, I watched all of season 1, and it's as far as the Fox X-Men universe, which I totally loathe and hate. It's actually the best thing out of it because their references to the X-Men universe are actually on point. Like he is Charles Xavier's son. They won't say it, but they do reference the chair in his day, and then the Shadow Master, who's the villain, it actually looks like the Shadow Master from the comics. I mean, to the T. So whoever's writing that, and they're reading out of a comic book. Mm-hmm. I started season 2, and again, I just totally don't. I mean, it's. I get it's in his mind, and his mind has all the multiple personalities. And that's his mutant powers. I know who Legion is. I know, but the way they're presenting it to you, I have no clue of what's going on, and I lost interest. I had them recorded my DVR, and I just told I didn't have time. I didn't want to waste my time because I had no idea what's going on.
I didn't even waste my DVR space.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, good for you. Good. I had nothing else. I could afford the space, but yeah. So Legion, I didn't get into. The other one I have is The Gifted, which is actually on Fox. And from what I heard, that was started off really strong. And in the end, it kind of just fell off. But again, you're taking, what Fox does, and it takes these characters that they own, and then they perverse them in a wrong way.
Right.
I don't know if Polaris is one of Magneto's kids. Magneto's... a Rolling Stone in the mutant universe, but it's like they're in a universe where the X-Men don't exist, or they were, or they're missing. I don't know, but because it's Fox and on the Fox network,
just how many kids does Magneto have?
Yeah, hey man, he's been around, man. I mean,
see, his daughter got killed. You find out the one super fast dudes.
Well, yeah, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are his. I mean, that's legit.
Yeah, so man.
Yeah, he gets around.
That dude gets around.
Hey, magnetism, man. Ladies like the magnetism.
I know what it is.
He can make the metal move?
Yeah. So
boy.
He pulled all the chastity belts off.
There we go. There goes our PG rating. He makes him vibrate. You knew it was coming. It took that 8 episodes.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. He's the master magnetism. He's the best mutant there is. So, but obviously he gets around. But the show The Gifted, again, because it's on the Fox network, and Fox has a great track record of destroying fantasy comic book shows. Everybody's favorite Firefly. Firefly was destroyed because of Fox.
Yeah, absolutely.
That Gotham show is horrible. That was supposed to be a show about Commissioner Gordon. Now we got a 15-year-old kid pretending he's Batman.
Yeah. Exactly. He's not Batman. No.
Yeah. So the fact that that Marvel Studios puts his name on those shows, good for them. But like I said, with the Legion thing, I think with the Marvel Studios on there, Marvel Studios actually having, I guess, more because their name is on it. I guess they probably put more say in it, which is why that show is better and more closer related to the comic books. And that's what all about Marvel Studios is. It's their property, so they make sure that their characters are represented correctly.
Right.
And which, again, like with S.H.I.E.L.D., back to our original show, like they said, they're doing Carl Crusher Creel, the Absorber Man, General Talbot becoming Gravitron. I mean, they take these low-name comic book characters that we know because we read the comic books, and they put them on the screen. They put them on the screen correctly. Because, like you said, Talbot looked like Gravitron. Gravitron.
Galvatron.
Galvatron. Yeah, different guy. Yeah, different guy.
Yeah, but no, he did. I mean, the costume was pretty much spot on. He looked good. He played the role right. He's like this. He's like in his mind, his intentions are good. He's an archetype villain. He's not a true evil villain. Because in his mind, he thinks he's doing the right thing, and that that could have been a little bit better, I think, in the story. But as far as the way they portrayed him was outstanding.
I agree, and again, the connection to the movie universe, because when S.H.I.E.L.D. came out, it came out right, like the last Avengers came out in April, and they still had episodes left. And as we know, with Avengers, that magic snap destroys half the universe. So then you're watching Shield like, well, hey, when's this snap going to happen? And because it's all connected, so Marvel says that all of its shows this year happened before Infinity War. Because they do mention, they give the name drop of Thanos.
They do. They do mention that Thanos was coming, and so I mean you get a little bit of that tie-in,
right?
Between the two. Again, I think that part could have been a little bit better.
Yeah, it just seems lazy. I the first couple times when they give you that name drop, it's pretty cool, but now you keep on giving name drops. It's the boy cry wolf. It's like, okay, whoop-de-doo.
Right.
Hey, you said Thanos in one episode. Like, you can't say it in every other episode. Like, is it?
Right.
Is it your contract that we only get one Thanos name drop? So let's just hold this.
Save it for
the crucial point where we say Thanos, and that's it, and that's all we get. So, F you, Marvel Connected Universe. You're not connected. Don't stop lying to me.
And they even could have made it a little more immersive by maybe bringing some of Thanos' underlings into Shield.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, you had them in the movie, so
why not?
Why not?
I agree. It's the same. The same reason. Like, I love Marvel's Netflix universe, which we'll talk about on a future episode, like the next one. But again, I mean, all that's connected inside, but it's connected to the main core, but there's no interaction. And I guess that's what I'm asking for. Give me the interaction between the TV and the movies. Yes, Samuel Jackson did make an appearance in a couple episodes of Agent S.H.I.E.L.D.
He has.
Maria Hill, Robin Shabosky. I just call her Robin Shabosky. She's made a couple episodes, made appearances in a couple episodes of Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, Coulson is a movie character. I mean, he's in Iron Man. He is. But he's killed off, and everybody this one really got me when they got Jamie Alexander came in and she plays Sif, and she comes to they find her on Earth, and she's like, Coulson,
right.
Son of Coulson, like, I thought you were dead. That's what Thor said. Oh, don't tell Thor I'm alive. Like, come on, man. Like,
exactly.
that's how we're gonna write this loophole. Just don't tell Thor. Stop. Come on. That's so lazy writing. You're killing me. And I was like, I think that was the beginning of my turn off. Like, okay, I'm done. I'm done with this connected universe because you guys split up. There's Marvel's TV studios, TV, and there's Marvel's movies. I get it. So just be like DC and separate it so we can have my
early on in the show. They started out pretty good. I mean, early on in the first season, you got Nick Fury made an appearance. And you're like, oh wow, this is pretty cool. And then the first guy to get that centipede stuff, I can't remember his name, but he was a recurring character.
The Deadlock.
Yeah,
Deathlock. Yeah, he was a real character.
He's a real character, right? And so I mean, it seems like they had a little more focus and a little bit better budget to get some better things.
Yeah, they had more TLC, more care. They gave it.
And it's like once you start, well, if we're going to keep this immersion thing and keep them linked back and forth, eventually they're going to have to see one of the characters, and we're going to pay big dollars. We don't want to do that.
Right.
And I just think that's cheap. I think they really
absolutely right. For a company that can spend $71.4 billion to buy Family Guy and The Simpsons,
right?
You can give Tony Stark $1 million for a 2-minute appearance.
Absolutely.
So, but I mean, all in all, I as much as I complain about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and as much as Mike Frazier is going to chase me down after he listens to this podcast, I still am a fan of the show. I am looking forward to the next season. It's curious to where to go because, because with Infinity War, with everything that happened, I like to see how they deal with that. And I know I got a bad feeling because S.H.I.E.L.D. next season is going to be a short season, and it's going to start after Avengers 4. So everything's going to be fixed. So it's going to be like nothing happened.
Right.
I might punch a TV if they don't even talk about.
And you know what? They're going to do that because it's going to give them a clean slate. They can just nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
And because they are. They kill off. They give you this big surprise at the end of this last season by killing off the character you didn't think was going to get killed off.
To stop the loop.
And then of course Coulson's supposedly on his deathbed, so he goes off with May. But both those things
could be correct.
They're going to fix him.
Yeah.
So. And you already know they're going to fix them. So now we're just going to wipe the slate clean.
Yeah, it's the Back to the Future. You go back in time, You use the time machine.
Yeah,
and then when a time machine
Marty, you gotta come back on me.
Yeah, in
back
the
to the
cave,
future.
you go use that time machine to make your train to you mess up all the time. Whatever. Whatever. I'll press the I believe button and I'll move forward. And I'm gonna watch it. And hopefully, hopefully they finish. This probably will be their last season. That's another thing I forgot. Because do you remember? Did you know there was supposed to be a spinoff?
Shield.
Marvel's Most Wanted. Remember Mockingbird and
that's right.
I forgot the other British dude, but like they left the show to get a pilot, and then the pilot got dropped, and then like ABC's like, sorry, you're not coming back to the show. So
I remember that.
That was and I was like, okay, stop, you guys are killing me.
That was cheap too, actually.
Yeah, it was. I didn't like those characters anyway, so they just kind of like were thrown in for a spinoff and it didn't work. You know, at least DC when they made their bunch of sidekicks, they made the Legends, which is awesome.
That's kind of like when John Ritter did the spin-off of Three's Company,
Three's a Crowd,
and didn't tell his co-stars. They didn't know until the show was wrapping up.
Archie had Archer's place, but
how dirty is that? I mean, that's dirty. People just do dirty things.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's gonna probably pretty much wrap up our talk for today.
Yeah, like I said, we're still. I mean, we're fans. It's in this universe, in this world, we're allowed to dislike something, but still, not hate it
and discuss it rationally.
Rationally, like man. I mean, we're old, so
yes, we are.
That's how we did things in the Cold War.
But hopefully, next episode of Hero Talk, we will go for some coffee.
That's right. Sweet Christmas. See you next time.
See you next time. Hero Talk.